Thank you. Thank you to Carnegie Hall Chairman Robert Smith and his entire team. Thank you for your hospitality this evening. Why don't we all give them a big round of applause? Thank you. Congratulations to Rabbi Shmuley Botek. Rabbi, thank you for all your great work on behalf of the Jewish people and on behalf of a more inclusive, just society for all. We thank you, Rabbi, and we applaud you. And it's my pleasure to join all of you on this special evening, my friends in the Jewish community, and those of us here who support it. And it's my honor to mark the life of Eleanor Esther Elka Paul. A life well lived, because it's a life of values. The value for human life, human dignity, the value of tzedek, justice, and social justice. We honor her memory, and we are inspired by her example. And we take it to heart today, because those values are critical issues at this most pressing time. The world is in crisis. We're in the midst of a storm of antipathy, a storm of anxiety, a storm of antagonism. Russia, Ukraine, China, Iran, the Middle East, everywhere you look. Yes, even in the mirror, in this country, growing division, unrest, and fear. And fear can make people dangerous. As we've tragically seen time and time again throughout history, in the midst of the storm, anti-Semitism increases. And today, anti-Semitism isn't just increasing, it is exploding. We see it in the shadows, we see it in the subtlety, and we also see it in vicious and violent displays. Well, they say now, there are reasons why anti-Semitism is increasing. It's not just because people don't like Jewish people. There are reasons why anti-Semitism is increasing. Yes, that's what they have always said throughout history. There was a reason. Hitler said he had a reason. Hitler said Jews were genetically inferior, and that's why. Jews had diseases, and that's why. They always said that they had a reason. For many anti-Semites today, that reason is Israel. They try to distinguish between anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism. But you must ignore history in order to make that differentiation. They ignore the fact that the world repeatedly closed its doors to the Jewish community. Britain in 1905, the United States in 1924, Latin America in 1930. There is no reason, there never was and there never will be a reason that justifies anti-Semitism. We can have political disagreements with Israel, fine. We have political disagreements with many allies. Disagreements are part of what it means to be allies, so long as we respect each other's viewpoints and find a mutual path forward. But that doesn't mean we condemn the people for the politics. My friends, we are amidst a gathering storm, and we must not ignore the lessons of history. We must remember them, and we must remember them today. We remember when society allowed seemingly small slights against the Jewish community to go unanswered, and over time they metastasized to mass murder. We remember that it was not just the actions of the bad that was the problem, it was the inaction of the good. Where were the good people when this country turned away the ship St. Louis and sent Jews escaping Hitler's death camps back to Nazi-occupied Europe? 3 years ago, I visited Auschwitz. Death still hung in the air. Where were the good people when this country and FDR were begged to bomb the rail lines that led directly into the concentration camps? Where were the good people when hundreds of Jews hid in bunkers and fought for survival for their lives in the Warsaw Ghetto? It went on for over 1 month and nobody came. And I ask you today, where are the good people after Poway, California, after Muncie, New York, after Jersey City, New Jersey, after Tree of Life, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania? Where are our leaders and government officials? We don't need more pandering with platitudes and press releases. Where is the meaningful action for justice? Well, they say the politics is hard. It's controversial. They say, I'm afraid of the left. I'm afraid of the right. I know it's easier to stay seated, but when it's this important, you have to take a stand. We must demand accountability. You can't be pro-Israel and have dinner with Nick Fuentes and Kanye West, stand with white nationalists, or allow members of your own party to make anti-Semitic remarks. It's time for our officials to condemn anti-Semitism, not just with their words, but with their actions. You can't denounce anti-Semitism, but waver on Israel's right to exist and defend itself. And it shouldn't be just our Jewish officials who speak, but it should be non-Jewish officials who speak first and loudest. Why? Because we all learned. Martin Niemöller, then they came for the Jews, and I did not speak out because I was not a Jew. Then they came for me, and there was no one left to speak for me. Friends, tonight my father, the late great Governor Mario Cuomo, is sitting with the great Eleanor Esther Elka Paul right now. And I will tell you what he is saying. He is saying it is time for the Shabbos Goy. The Shabbos Goy can do the work that benefits both the Jewish community and the non-Jewish community. The Shabbos Goy can turn on the lights on the Sabbath because it benefits everyone. It is time to turn on the lights. I will stand and turn on the lights. I'm starting an organization called Progressives for Israel, and I'm going to call the question for Democrats. Do you stand with Israel or do you stand against Israel? Because silence is not an option. My friends, never again is not a prayer. It is a call to action. It is not passive. It is active. It will never happen again because we will never allow it to happen again. And we will do it together. Thank you.